Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up, a special guest in the studio, and all kind of fishing forecast and some giveaways. So let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. High today is only going to be 85 and low 76. But what's interesting, the water temperature has gone back up now to 84 degrees. So we've talked all week about it dropping down to 82, then even 81 yesterday, but it's going up 3 degrees, and that was that just cool current I told you that sort of came through here, and we have those, so that's okay. So let's look at our river readings. Good shape on the river. Apalachicola Bluntstown was reading a 5.2 this morning, and for the rest of the weekend it'll be right around 5 foot if you want to be fishing a big river out of Howard's Creek or Willis Landing. Choctahatchee River at Caryville will be dropping today. It's going to start dropping this morning, matter of fact. It's reading a 6.9 and dropping on out by Saturday. It's going to get on down around 5 foot, so you're going to have a falling water on the Choctahatchee River and pretty level on the Apalachicola River. Now to take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn and Funeral Home and Cemetery, and their motto is when carrying counts. They're located right here on 23rd Street. Great tides for today and tomorrow. We're looking at high tide this morning at 8:47 and a low tide at 7:30. Good strong tides. You can fish. These morning tides have been really good high tide. Okay, now let's take a look at our marine forecast. It's going to be southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we're going to have a little bit of a breeze, and that's our prevailing. Remember, in the summertime, that's a prevailing wind coming out of the south-southwest. So we're going to be about on course with that. Let's go ahead at this point in time and do our fish and game forecast because of our fishing forecast we'll do later. Brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. We're only going to have one time today. It's going to be right here in the middle of the day from 11:49 to 1:49. A 2-hour block will be a great time to just take a 2-hour lunch. Tell your boss you're going to take an extra hour, please, and you'll work later on and make up for it, okay? Sounds good. So let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and welcome Brad Stevens.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah, me too.
He was going to come on last week, so I always text him a couple days ahead, and I said, hey, Brad, you ready for Thursday? And he texts back, I'm on the way to ICAST. I said, wait, that's not fair. I'm up here working, and you going traveling.
You should have come on down to Orlando with us.
I promise, I'm going to come pretty soon. Next summer, maybe I'll come.
It's a big show with a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I say every year we're going, but we're going to go soon. But anyway, let's talk about some of the things how's everything at the store?
Everything at the store is just rocking right along. The guys at the store are just doing a phenomenal job. You know, I've kind of not turned it over to the guys at the shop, but I'm letting them run it and display it. You know, as everybody knows, we're getting ready to open a second location sometime the end of the year. We'll get back to you on that. So I've had my focus pulled from the store, but the guys are just trucking right along, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to watch them take ownership of it, and forge forward, make good relationships with y'all. And everybody walks in, asks for me. Well, better chance than not, I'm not going to be there. But somebody's going to be there that can definitely take care of you, and they can always reach me on the phone.
But you're working hard. You are working.
Oh, yeah. Modern technology, I can work from home a lot, little coffee shops all around town. This is also our buying season. We'll buy everything for next year now. We'll order 375 to 400 kayaks in the next 12 to 15 days. Okay. And then schedule ship dates throughout next year. So if you got any special requests, get a hold of us. Because now's the time to get on the truck for the 2015 stuff coming, along with all the new goodies from the manufacturer. I think y'all are going to be pleasantly surprised this year.
Oh, good deal. And I see you carrying some sunglasses.
Costa sunglasses. We had to, it was a long wait for us, but we finally got the Costas in, and we absolutely love them. There's really nothing new on Costas. They're just good-looking glasses. You can look at them all day long. There's a lot of $20 glasses that look really good on the market. So when you put these things on your face, it is literally unbelievable the amount of glare that it cuts down. Honest confession, I never wore a pair of Costas till about a month ago when we started selling them. Just because I sell what we use at the store. So I didn't want to wear a pair and then try to sell you something that we sold on the store because we didn't sell Costas. But the first time I put on Costas and walk outside, I was like, I've been doing myself an injustice for my entire life, for as long as Costas have been around, by not just sucking up and buying a pair.
Yeah.
It's one of the regrets I have is not. First time I walked out on our dock, looking down in the water, things, I grew up on that dock. I knew where all that stuff was, but actually being able to see it from the dock is just unbelievable. The glare it cuts down just driving around town, not even on the water. The glare that it cuts down of the oncoming lights coming, I can actually see in the windshields, the cars that I'm passing, so you can see the people. Those new windshields have that reflective glare on them because nobody wants to be seen in their cars anymore. You put on a pair of Costas and you cut right through their glare blocker. It's amazing.
Yeah. Daddy always said, never get in cheap shoes and cheap sunglasses. And I've had Costas. I can't remember how long I've had them. And originally I had the old Pilot. We used to know some people that tended way back. And I'd give them money for a pair of Pilot glasses.
The aviators.
The aviator glasses, the original ones. I used those for years, but then the Pilots that I knew all got transferred. I know the new ones coming in, so that's when I went straight to Costas. I've never had anything but them, and they're quality. I mean, and seriously, you don't buy cheap shoes and you don't buy cheap sunglasses, and I've had them. They'll last forever unless you drop them or run over them or something. But they're so good. It's a no-brainer to me. If you do anything in outdoors, you've got to have some great sunglasses.
And that's even if you just drive outdoors. If you walk outside, you need a pair of Costas. They do source parts from all over the world, but they're all handmade in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yeah,
they're hand assembled in Daytona. So
I've been by their place. In fact, on the way to a fishing lure show, I stopped by there and just spoke to them and all. Nice folks.
Yep, great. And we have, as soon as you walk in the 79 location, you can't miss the Costa display. We have the aviators like Coach was talking about. We have your fish, all the new popular colors, the frames, men, women. The 580 lenses are the most popular. We have them in the polycarbonate and the glass, in all different price points. So wherever you want to fall, for a quality pair of glasses, Costa's going to have you covered.
Yeah. That's great, and I would recommend them. I've used them forever.
And we let you try them on. It's one thing to try on the glasses inside. We'll let you walk outside. And what we tell everybody to do is walk outside, look at the oncoming traffic. Just don't stand in the road. Stand on the sidewalk, and look at the cars coming down, and then put the glasses on because that really cuts that glare down. And you can just imagine when you get on the water, that glare on the water. You just don't need to see it anymore.
Yep. And then what else you got here? What is that, a speaker or something? Or?
Yep, we'll hit this the next one. I got a lot to talk about on this.
Okay.
But a waterproof Bluetooth speaker.
No way.
It's fully submersible. I can play anything from my phone straight to here, and it sounds like a $300 Bose system.
Okay, I'm going to try that out during break. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sitting with Brad Stevens from Sunjammers. First, before we get back to Brad, let's talk about this tomorrow now. The Ocean Fest out of Captain Anderson Marina. Big activity all day long from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and we're going to be there. I'll be there from 12 to 4. Come run by, and I don't know exactly what booth I'll be at, but we'll be out there and come by and speak to us. And I have some books with me, and we'll talk about any kind of things you want to talk about related to the big outdoors. But they're going to do all kinds of stuff. For kids fishing clinic, line fish diving, fish print, on and on. So that's going to be at Captain Anderson Marina tomorrow. A nice outdoor activity, and kids fishing clinic too. All right, now we will play with this during the commercial break, Brad. That is cool. That is cool. So tell us about it. Tell us what it is first.
All right, let's back up a little. Let me tell you why you need it, and I'll tell you what it is. Everybody knows what Pandora is, or something on your phone that'll just stream music as long as you have cell phone or internet service. We've been stuck having to play it through our phones, which majorly drains your phone battery. And the speakers on these phones, while they're nice, they're not great, and your phone's not waterproof. So what you can do is turn on Pandora, stick this joker in a dry box, pull out your Boom Swimmer speaker. You can literally just hook this on anything you want, any piece of railing, tubing, just hook it. Or you unscrew the hook, and you just simply screw on the speaker, and it'll stick to almost any flat surface. We've been putting them on the paddle boards, on the kayaks, on the side of a boat. And what's really weird, especially on the boats and the hollow kayaks, when this gets suctioned down to it, it basically turns your boat into a similar subwoofer. It brings the low ends of the speaker, and it doesn't have bad sound to start with. If I can get it to play.
So you just turn it on.
So they're very loud, they're good, and look at there, we're listening to Jenny this morning. But everything can be controlled with buttons on your speaker, volume up, volume down. Then you can start and stop your phone, the whatever music app on your phone's playing to this. It doesn't have to be Pandora. If you don't want to use your minutes, streaming Pandora, if you have a playlist on this or an iPod and it's Bluetooth, so it doesn't have to be your iPhone.
Yeah.
Any Bluetooth device will send to this. And there are some people that don't have the Bluetooth devices. That's okay. It no longer, this is waterproof, up to 1 meter, 3 feet. I mean, it's not designed to play underwater, but if it gets splashed, rained on, or dropped overboard, you're fine. But you actually have, you can just plug cords in the bottom, and this is just a headphone jack. So anything you can plug headphones into, you can also plug this into. It just uses a micro USB port to charge it. That's what 90% of your cell phones are using, GoPro cameras. You can use a cigarette lighter, a car charger, whatever you need to redo it. But
that's cool. That'll make a great little present too. You have those in stock?
We do. We have. We don't have many left in stock. We've 10 or so. They do offer them in a bunch of colors. We have just blue right now. They were out of everything else when we placed our initial order. I'm not sure how many colors we're going to get in, but if you have a special color request, we'll do everything we can to get it. But who doesn't like blue?
I know. Especially around the water.
So, but it's
and maybe some of our duck hunters. I see. Here's what I see coming up in the future. Now, these duck hunters are going to go ahead and somehow try to put a duck call on it and call in ducks off. So we got to get that in camouflage.
In camouflage? Well,
I see this coming.
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
thinking,
a good idea. Or any game call.
Some kind of call, animal call, be getting them in there. That's
Man,
cool.
I wonder if I could have a fish call on here. That'd help me out.
Put it on the water. You call up the dolphins. That's just what you want to do.
I have no problem calling the dolphins.
Just don't feed them.
I was playing the other day. I had this stuck on the side of the kayak, and a dolphin. We were up, fishing close to the Hathaway Bridge, just killing time. And those dolphins would come up and just come out of the water and just look at me. And those dolphins on the bridge never beg. These dolphins weren't begging. They were just wondering what in the world was making all that racket on the water. But it was amazing. Nobody else had dolphin come up to them. They came up to me with music.
That tells you something right there.
They liked what I was listening to.
They're smart creatures.
They are.
All right, listen, tell us why you were down there in Orlando at 3 or 4 days at ICAST, and this is a big tackle show, of course. And tell us just briefly, I only got a couple minutes on what all your impression and all.
My impression was a lot of stuff. There were 3 or 4 new products that I really liked. Daiwa has a new reel coming out. A year or so ago, they introduced this technology called MagSeal. It's an oil that they put in that makes their reels 100% waterproof. They buried them in salt. They literally dug a hole in salt water, buried a reel, went back, got it, rinsed it off, and went fishing with it, and it still works. Wow. That was like the $800 reel. You expect an $800 reel to do that. We're going to have a sub $200 reel. I think it's $299, so it might come out like $209. So we have right around that $200 price mark reel. We should have the end of next week from Daiwa 100% waterproof. So if you're on the fence of needing a new reel, don't buy anything until you check out this new Daiwa reel I have coming in. I'm not even going to tell you the name of it. You're going to have to come in the store, and I'm going to hand it to you, and you're going to be freaked out with how the quality of this reel, the low price point of only that $200 with all the features it has in it. Yeah. And then the Savage Gear crab. It's a PVC crab. PVC, the material is just super tough. Mm-hmm. This crab is so realistic, I almost thought it was real sitting on a shelf.
No kidding.
And they're going to have we're going to start the 2-inch and the 4-inch. We're probably going to bring in the entire color spectrum of it. And they also have a 3D shrimp, kind of like the Voodoo shrimp and the Savage Gear shrimp currently. They updated it one more time, and it is just, I was blown away by those 3 things in the fishing tackle world. Then the 2 kayaks was the Hobie Mirage Pro Angler 17. It's a 2-seater kayak with pedals, with the Hobie Vantage seat that everybody loves.
Now both seats have pedals?
Yes.
Okay.
And the front seat you can turn around backwards so you can be talking kind of like a canoe. The problem with the tandem kayaks is you're the person in the back staring at the front of the person's head or the back of their head, and the person up front's killing their neck, turning around trying to talk. The front seat will turn around. We call it social seating, and it is unbelievable. I can't wait. I'm going to put Jamie and both my girls in one. It's that big. It looks like a little 17-foot Carolina skiff. Yeah. You're going to need a trailer for it. It's not designed a car top or put in the bed of your truck. But it is unbelievable. And then we actually picked up a new kayak line down there, Johnson Outdoor with the Old Town Predator. They have an electric motor version of their kayak. It actually won Best of Show. Oh. We don't mean Best Kayak. We don't mean Best Boat. We mean it won Best of Show in the entire fishing tackle industry in the entire world. A kayak won. Hobie won it 2 years ago. Old Town won it last year with this kayak. They won it again with the same kayak with their convertible dashboard. So you can buy it with a flat deck for standing up and buy it with a console to put rod holders on, or you can pop in your their motor system. It's a Minn Kota out trolling motor on it. And we'll have those in just as soon as they make them.
That's cool. And, getting back to that waterproof reel, these surf fishermen, and I'm one of them, that's a critical thing of a waterproof reel.
I got another rod coming. I don't have all the details on it. It's a rod and reel combo from Shimano. They'll take any novice person. They said you can go to any box store you want, grab somebody, take them to the surf with a 1-ounce jig. They can guarantee they'll cast 100 yards.
No way.
They're getting almost 200 yards off of this rod and reel combo. It is unbelievable, they say. We got them on the way.
I got to see that.
Me too. I ordered some.
You call me when you come in. I'm going to call. Okay.
Now, an expert like Coach, he'll be casting all the way to Cuba.
Yeah, we'll be. Okay, look, we're going to, speaking of experts, Tarpon Dog Seafood, expert in seafood industry, we're going to go ahead and, but that's a really neat, that's exciting right there. If somebody could cast one, I can't wait.
These surf fishermen flip out when you say you can cast 150 yards without trying.
That's critical to get over that second, over that green bar. I mean, that's critical. It really is. A lot of times that's why people waiting out to hear, and that, that's cool.
We should have some of the, I don't know the timeline on that. This is new stuff, so we'll start getting stuff in the next week or so. But I'll make sure Coach knows this. Yeah. And you can always check our Facebook page and Instagram page.
I'm going to try them out. You let me know when to come in. I'm going to come get one. I'm serious. Okay, look. Okay, this is for the $100 gift certificate.
$100?
No, I'm sorry, $20. Woo! I'm thinking of 100 yards. $20, okay? Greg A would be having a heart attack this morning.
Well, Jan Vest just lost $80 with your things. Jan, you got your $20.
Jan Vest, all right. And the winner of the big red snapper.
100-pound red snapper?
No, not 100 pound. Not that big. Larry Stevens. You know him?
Nope, not related. This one's from Youngstown, not St. Andrews.
Larry Stevens, all right, from Youngstown out there. So yeah, that's why I put Youngstown on, so we won't get them confused.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're going to take our final break and set up for our famous Friday fishing forecast, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Brad's going to help me out on a famous Friday fishing forecast brought to us by Tarpon Dog Seafood. And I know where he's been fishing the last couple of weeks. Before we get to Brad, let's quickly hit Mexico Beach. Captain Mitch Coburn is so good about sending us a good report each week. And I'm going to just read it basically, and I'll show you. Everybody knows where Mexico Beach is, and it is a little paradise down there. Zoom in right there. Mitch told us about the water is cool a little bit. It went down to 82. All the way down to 82 degrees, but the king mackerel bite has been strong. Plenty of 10 to 15 pound fish around the buoy line and around the bait pods out there. You look for the big commercial boats. I'm going to have Mitch on the show, on Monday morning show, and you're going to enjoy Mitch, but we'll talk more about it. But he's talking about bump trolls, how to bump trolls slowly, live baits, and even frozen baits behind the bait boats. Those bait boats out there, you get that bait in the water, and everything comes around.
Becomes a feeding frenzy, that's for sure.
That's exactly what it is. There's lots of sharks in the same area, okay? So
go swimming.
Yeah, exactly. don't jump in the water. Listen, Brad, I've seen some good posts. You've been doing some good fishing in St. Andrew Bay.
I have been. Those redfish, right as the sun's going down, been cooperating. They're the bigger redfish, not the ones you can take home. That 34 to 38 inch. Mm-hmm. Guys caught the kayakers caught some more. I forget which night this last week. Right around that 40, 41 inch range. Just them big bull reds and catch them on very light tackle. I caution everybody that targets those big bull reds on light tackle. Yeah. One, you got to play your drag to be able to bring a fish in that exceeds the weight of your line capacity. But please, please, please spend 10 or 15 minutes, and I said 10 or 15 minutes reviving those fish to make sure they can swim off. Your lip grippers paddle around. If you're not prepared to do that or able to do that, just don't even target those big girls because you will kill them. Yeah,
that's a good point right there. The mullet fishermen I've talked to, just getting a little bit of roe about that size, they said right there. A little bit of roe coming in the mullet, but the cast netters are already getting out and catching a few already.
I've been wearing the mullet out too.
Have you been really?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
My favorite fish that swims in the water is probably a mullet.
Good
out
for
of
you.
St. Andrews Bay.
They're good, aren't they?
I love it.
So you've been getting some.
Yep.
I've heard it from 2 or 3 different mullet fishermen, so that's good.
Mullet are very thick in St. Andrews right now.
Good. And ladyfish, they're just fun to catch. It's a poor man's tarpon. That's why all of us like it, because you've been catching from
I've been wearing out them poor man's tarpon.
Poor man's tarpon.
And like I told you during the break, asked what I've been catching. I said, man, I've just been having fun catching ladyfish, and I can't explain why. It's definitely nothing to brag about, but man, it is a lot of fun. At night, any light in the bay is holding a school of ladyfish. Get around the bridges and just, you know, just wear them out. Mirrodine, Sunjammer's Custom Mirrodine's the go-to bait for that.
Okay, and also let's jump down to St. Joe Bay. St. Joe Bay is a little slow this week. We have some weather down there, catching a few redfish around Black's Island, but a little bit on the slow side. The surf fishing last week was really good. It slowed down a little bit this week on surf fishing. So, but the bridge fishing has been excellent. Just going out at the flounder. Been still catching some flounder around Crooked Island Sound. Got some reports from around there. Okay, well, listen, I want to talk about St. Vincent Island also. Right behind St. Vincent Island, I've been talking to some folks that are really doing well on triple tail. We'll zoom in on that area right in there. You can see there's a lot of oyster shells and all back here. You can put it in Indian Pass, and you go back in here and all and fish these. But these buoys, buoy lines, these crab traps and all, any kind of structure, you can. They've been catching some triple tail. Triple tail doing real good now. But I can't get over surf fishing. I'm thinking about surf fishing always. And then he's talking about this reel is going to cast automatically going to cast 100 yards.
You just push the button and off it goes.
But surf fishing, I have talked to some surf fishing folks, and it's been a little bit slow. Cape San Blas, they're still catching some whiting, but this grass situation is a lot better at Cape San Blas than it is at the West End of the beach. Still have some bad grass, dune grass and all. Have you heard that kind of stuff? I
have been, yeah. It's where everybody's glad they're kayak fishing now as they can get out past the nastiness. They aren't stuck in the white sand anymore.
The offshore grouper bite's still been slow coming out of St. Joe, but they're catching some grouper here. I've seen some nice grouper off of kayaks being caught.
Oh, absolutely.
But go out on good days and all, okay? Just go out on some really good days.
Yep, absolutely.
So, well, listen, we're going to start wrapping things up. As always, we appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors. So make sure you do something great this weekend on Outdoors. Brad, thank you for coming on as always.
Don't forget waterproof speakers.
All right. You all do something good for someone today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.